Tow Falls, filming a new episode of my show, Nitro Circus. I got my crew Street Bike Tommy, Special Greg, Andy Bell, and Jolene, and Cowboy Kenny. We're going to be doing some motorcycle stunts today that'll blow your mind. So anyways, I got MTV following me around for the next week, trying to get the down and dirty on the life of me, Travis Pastrana. What's up, MTV? I really think they're just hoping to get some good footage of me breaking some bones and embarrassing myself, because, let's face it, that's a real possibility. I guess they want me to tell you how I ended up the way I am today, the insane, crazy motorcycle rider that'll do just about anything. Well, it all started the day I was born, October 8th, 1983, in Maryland. I might as well have been born with riding gear on, because that's what I was put on this earth to do. My dad, he's always been a big supporter of mine. He's always pushed me to work hard at everything I do. Growing up, I was lucky enough to be homeschooled by my mom, so while all the other kids had to be in school, I got to be out riding my dirt bike. Sweet. My dad got me my first motocross bike when I was only 4 years old, and it completely changed my life. I started competitively racing, and I got really good really fast. When I was 6, I was racing in the 12 to 13 years age division. Game on, I just dominated. So my dad would stop me in the middle of the race and make me count to 30 and let everyone pass me, and I have to go and catch up. Sometimes he would even make me start at the gate backwards. And even once, he was paying the kids $10 if they could beat me to the whole shot off the line. He just wanted me to challenge myself. He said, do something different every time you go over a jump. Change it up so you don't get bored. That's when my life and this twisted talent really started to change. I would do crazy stunts when I jumped. Back then, people thought it was impossible to take both your hands and your feet off a dirt bike when you're going over a jump. Good thing no one told me that, because I was doing it when I was 10. By the time I was 15, I was doing freestyle and dominating that sport. Life just got crazier and crazier, and people thought I was cocky and that everything came naturally, but really, I worked hard at what I did. And I even have the injuries to prove it. You don't want to know how many or how bad. I'd have to say the worst injury that I had was when I was 15 and I got in a bad wreck and actually dislocated my spine from my pelvis. It was a really painful injury, and I was out for 9 months in a wheelchair, and only 3 people in the U.S. have survived this kind of injury. But my dad was cool about it. He bought me a souped-up wheelchair and even built me ramps for it. I don't let anything scare me away from the sport that I love, so I always say there's nothing to fear but fear itself. To me, just because something is difficult or seemingly dangerous doesn't mean that it's scary. When I was 18, I thought it'd be fun to jump the Grand Canyon and do some freestyle tricks while I was at it. I mean, why the heck not? I was stoked. I did 40 base jumps in 2 weeks, and I worked with professional skydivers. I was prepared, so what was to fear? Yeah, right. Lesson number 1, don't look down. I rose to the edge, hit the ramp, and I jumped. And I was planning to do all these rad tricks, but before I knew it, I freaked out. I couldn't see the ground. So I was flailing my arms, Kenny Bartram style. I finally flipped over and pulled the cord. And after 1.5 seconds later, crash, the bike hit the ground. I was safe. But my mom didn't. I mean, it was like the coolest thing I've ever done, and it was like a rush. But my mom didn't think so. She was bawling when I got back up to the top. Next time I do it, I want to launch a Harley into the Grand Canyon at 120 miles per hour with a hot girl in a bikini on the back. Wait, I already did. I don't let life or this sport get old. I always try and challenge myself and try new things. What's up, dude? That's my best friend over there, Kenny Bartram. Boy, I gotta tell you this one time that him and I went and we entered a race and I watched him crash on his head. Back in 1999, CBS started a new competition called the Gravity Games. It included a new motocross race called Doubles. 2 riders, 1 course, 1 score. I was only 15 and the youngest rider in the sport by far, so I thought, why not? Let's do it. I don't think I've laughed so hard in my life. Kenny was, well, let's just say, interesting. We worked for weeks trying to get Kenny to be able to do a backflip, and he could just not do it. And most of my friends know that my dad can be quite a pain, and if he thinks you're ripping out, he'll let you know. So there's Kenny trying as hard as he can, and my dad yelling in his face, "Kenny, you can't flip, you freaking wimp, you're hopeless." After that, Kenny was just like, "What the heck, let's just go for it." So we did. I mean, it wasn't completely horrible. I landed my backflip, and Kenny did fall on his head, but it was all right. We got almost a perfect score. But I was so excited, and as soon as Kenny got up, I ran over to give him a high five, and I missed his hand and hit him in the